cheers to everybody out there in the boxing world. If you don't happen to drink, then let's just pretend it's Ribena, and cheers to you. Now, Callum Smith, after a considerable period of inactivity, the Liverpudlian super-middleweight, who is probably the best super-middleweight in the world, he has really hit the jackpot. He is going to be fighting Canelo Alvarez, I think, in Texas, early December. It's happened very quickly. It doesn't seem like much time to get prepared for such a big fight. But I'm sure this guy who has been restless with inactivity, has kept himself in shape, has probably known that this fight has been on the cards for a while. And let's just say that if there even is a rehydration clause, that he's going to be fine from it. Let's approach this prediction like that. Now, in terms of this fight being made, to look at it in a positive light, you could say that Canelo is fighting somebody not just big now, like he did with Kovalev, but young, fresh, not rotten on the inside like the Russian was. This guy is in his prime. He hasn't been beaten. He is huge at 168 pounds. He is 6'3". Tony Bellew says 6'4". Tony Bellew says a lot of things. But Callum Smith is a very big guy. He's got a very big upper body. He presents an interesting challenge for the Ginger Mexican. If you want to be negative about this selection of opponent, you could say that the only reason Canelo Alvarez has done this is because he saw the previous fight of Callum Smith against John Ryder, who many people feel beat Callum Smith in a 12-round fight about a year ago now. I thought it could have gone either way, but there's a significant percentage who are convinced that Ryder won well. And has Canelo Alvarez seen that fight, possibly like he saw Danny Jacobs give Golovkin problems back in 2016, and that is the fight that made him feel kind of almost Mayweather style. Now I'm ready to fight this guy. He's not quite as good as I thought. Possibly. It doesn't change the fact that Callum Smith is young and he is big, and he doesn't have anything to lose here because I think he will mostly be expected to lose. There's a massive difference here in skill and especially experience. So, how does Callum Smith try to win? I think the one thing, while Canelo has developed a little bit since his loss to Mayweather, is he never likes to fight for the full 3 minutes a round. That's kind of one of the obvious weaknesses with Canelo Alvarez. Now, it's much easier said than done to try and pin this guy down and get him to feel a bit sorry for himself, because not only does he seem to have a fantastic chin, but Canelo's head movement is so good. He's very accurate with punching, but when you start throwing shots at him, slip here, slip there, roll underneath, a very self-satisfied look on his face when he does it. He's got a great radar when it comes to you throwing shots at him. He just makes you miss, and then he's always got it in a good position to counter. So Callum Smith can try to put on the pressure, and that's what I would suggest. Try to always consistently, like carefully but consistently, keep coming forward, doing what you can. Try to lean on him. Use what leverage and size you have, and try to set a pace that just can hold it at disagreeably active for Canelo, where he can start to tire. Because pretty much in all Canelo fights, I see him try to just do a little walk away at some point. And he's normally got the talent or is on top enough in that particular fight that he's able to do it. But if you can keep trying to just subtly pressure and not leave him, I think that is one of the keys to victory against Alvarez, because he always likes to have a little breather and walk away in the ring. With his size, with his jab, if Callum Smith can continue to just keep going forward without copping too many big shots, he might be able to find a little route somewhere. Whether it's to victory, I don't know, but I think that is the kind of game plan he needs to implement. Forget trying to use his range. Callum Smith isn't actually that good from a distance. Try to come forward and go to the body. Forget the head. Canelo is so good at slipping. Keep coming forward. Use a jab to get inside. Lean on him if you can. Try and be a bit dirty, even though the ref will probably be on Canelo's side. And go to the body. Hit the body, push him back, and try to hold, being the key point. Don't wander off yourself. Hold a particular pace. Hold him to it and try to tire him. Try to see some cracks. I used the word experience before, and I think that's the biggest problem for Callum Smith. Canelo Alvarez, now 30, I think still at his peak. He's seen every kind of style. And in his fight against Danny Jacobs, he knows how to deal with bigger guys who have him for range and for height. He holds his feet so well. He reminds me of what Angelo Dundee, Muhammad Ali's trainer, once said, that range isn't so much to do with your reach, but it's to do with where you have your feet. And Canelo, with the way he makes you miss with his head, with his great head movement, he'll just always be edging forward until he's into counter-punching range, and then he will feed off what you're giving him, and he will make you feel stupid. And again, he has fought so many guys, and he's so battle-hardened now. Whether you thought he lost both Golovkin fights, he still showed us so much there, particularly in the second fight, that I think he will be able to turn Callum Smith's size advantage into a big disadvantage. He will be going to the body, he will be ripping in uppercuts, and I think he will make him feel self-conscious tactically because of how well he slips and jabs, and he's so crisp that Callum Smith will start to feel like, I don't know how to approach this guy now, kind of like a poisonous plant or something like that. And he will slowly break him down. I think tactically Smith will lose the plot at some point halfway through, try and use his size, but it will not work. He will keep getting hit and pinged with crisp counters, which is that's kind of Canelo's modus operandi. Holding his feet, feeding off what you do and hitting you with crisp counters. Fair play to him for getting the fight. I wish him all the best. He's going to make a lot of money doing it. And again, you've got nothing to lose, so go in with that mentality. And again, try and make this Mexican feel sorry for himself. He doesn't like fighting at a pace. The only problem is good luck trying to get him to feel that pace, to feel sorry for himself, because he brings so much skill and experience to just offset that I think I've got Canelo Alvarez beating Callum Smith by about 9/10th round stoppage.